What's up YouTube, Jay Travelin here, and today I wanted to talk about buying GPUs, not so much online but on Alibaba, and this could probably apply to AliExpress also. So I got some messages in Twitter and on my Instagram about people looking at graphics cards, and one guy sent me one on Alibaba. I had the link on my Instagram and I looked at it and it didn't really make sense to me. It was a P10690, and I get a lot of comments about that because I do run that rig. I'm mining Raven coin on it right now. It's been very profitable. So people, have interest in it and getting these graphics cards because they're relatively cheap and they can get into mining and make a decent amount of money. Now they can't mine Ethereum because they're 3 gigabyte graphics cards, but they can still mine Ethereum Classic and also can mine Raven coin and Bitcoin Gold and still be pretty profitable from what they were 6 months ago, when they were pretty much couldn't really mine too much anything and be profitable at the time. When I did buy them, originally they weren't profitable. I was mining Bitcoin Gold, and I think losing like 2 cents a day. Ended up converting that to Bitcoin and kept it, and now obviously it's been pretty profitable. But I did check out Alibaba, made an account, and actually sent an inquiry to somebody on there, and obviously I didn't buy it. If it checked out and it was all legitimate, I would have, because it was a good deal. But I'll show you guys what it did. I will block out some of the stuff because it's personal information of mine, and I'll probably block out the person's name just because I don't want to just expose a company. But I'll show you what to look for in Alibaba and what I wouldn't do to purchase on there, and which ones I think personally are probably a little more safer. Obviously, when you use websites like this, you don't want to just go in there, make an offer, and the one thing you don't want to do is pay outside of the website, because sites like Alibaba and eBay and AliExpress have pretty good protection programs that if a seller on their website sells you something and it's not what it is or what they described, then they're usually pretty decent at getting your money back. I know eBay is very good at getting your money back in those instances. I've had to do it on eBay a few times, but you want to take kind of the same approach as you would on eBay. Say you're bidding on something on eBay and somebody tries to get you to buy it outside of eBay to either save on fees or any other reason. The only time I'd probably do that is if they said the real close buying can meet in person, because then you can visibly inspect it. But even then, you want to take caution, and 9 times out of 10 probably people still won't do that. You want that protection that eBay would offer and that Alibaba would offer. But if they ever ask you to do stuff outside the app, even if it's through PayPal or anything like that, you never want to do it. You want to do it through that website and through that company, just so you can use their buyer protection. So let's go inside the computer right now, and then we'll check out specifically Alibaba this time. eBay is so big and everything that I feel like I don't need to go through it as much, because I feel like everyone's used eBay and knows what to look for. So let's go check out Alibaba, and I'll show you the big red flag that happens probably the most often that you should avoid and not do. So let's check it out. Alright, so this is the Alibaba website. You can look at graphics cards, there's tons of them on here, but I'm going to focus on this one because this is the one that I messaged on. Obviously, 2060 Supers for $100 to $200 per unit with a 2 unit minimum. You look at the seller, it said their 9th in response time. Their delivery time is not great, but obviously when you're shipping overseas like that, it's not going to be awesome because they're coming from China. 4 years on the platform. Everything looks good. So I did message this person. I said, hey, I'm interested in 6 of these. But there's a few things that don't line up. This is a big red flag right here on this WhatsApp. One, I've never once used this WhatsApp. I'll never use it. But they have a phone number on the WhatsApp because they want you to contact them on there to buy it, pretty much. So in this instance, with this one, you can't just buy it. You have to contact them and get a quote. So I contacted them. So here it is. I said, hey, interested in... All right, so here it is. I said, hey, I'd like to buy 6 units of this graphics card. I wanted to make sure it was a 2060 Super. I got this automated, and then it says, send your address. I send my address, and then so after I sent my address, I get this: thank you for inquiring to purchase this product. Contact us via WhatsApp. Yeah, not contacting you. So I'm not pretty much going to contact them, and I'm not going to be buying this on Alibaba because this one seems like a scam. They're probably going to send me something really crappy, probably a box full of rocks or something. But there are some you can go with. So in this one, I've clicked verified supplier, ready to ship. You can do trade assurance, this March pick thing. But if you go in here, we'll find something like, they had a couple like decent things here. And what's good about this is that if it's sold out, like here's the 1660. To ship to you, obviously I wouldn't buy this because look at that shipping. But you can just add it to it and start your order. So this one's pretty much, you're gonna be going right through the app on this one. I'm not gonna buy this because one, I'm spending more on shipping than I would for the GPU. And some of these are just very high inflated prices. They do have some 3060 Ti's. Like here's a 3090, not terribly priced, I guess, for what it is. But I can come in here. I mean, this all looks legitimate. It's just some Chinese company. 57 shipping, not terrible. I can add a couple of these to my cart and buy them if I wanted to. It's just a colorful 3090, it looks like. I don't see these, at least in my local stores in the States, but I have heard of this company. I have bought a 3080 from them before. Not too bad. But these I'd be a little more easy with ordering. I'd feel a little more confident in these. Some of these, I mean, they're older graphics cards. Sometimes they sell used ones. I have been on here and seen some pretty decent deals on stuff. I haven't personally bought anything off Alibaba. I have used AliExpress in the past, and it worked out pretty well. I mean, I knew what I was getting. So here's some 3070s, but you can see they're all sold out, so it won't even let me order them. So most likely that's a trusted seller, 3 years in it from China. But you just got to be very careful on these. If they want you to go outside the app for any reason, like here's some 3080s, and these I think I can add these to cart, and shipping's actually not that bad on this, but the price per unit's kind of bad. Pretty high over MSRP. It's probably like $400 over what I should be paying for it. I mean, they're companies too. I get it. They got to make money. Someone's willing to pay that much. They're gonna charge them for it. If I was a millionaire, I'd probably just buy a bunch of them and set up my mining rigs, but I'm not. $900 3070s. So I do see a lot of 3060 Ti's and 3070s on here, and people want. I've seen some for MSRP, but they want you to contact them. I didn't contact them, but I'm thinking about to see what they say. But they're probably going to say use the WhatsApp, and I'm not going to do that. If I can't just add it to my cart and purchase it, like, I don't know who's going to buy a 3070 for $1,275. Now, I'm sure this is legitimate and they're going to sell it to me and ship it to me, but like here, water cooled. It's not water cooled. Brand name, colorful. So I'm probably not even going to get an Asus Tough one in this instance. The pictures all say Asus Tough, and it looks like it is. Maybe they screwed up the description, but I always read these descriptions also, because I saw one that was for a P10690, and then it said it was like a Radeon 580, which didn't make sense. So I always read this stuff, because if stuff, they're not going to take the time to get their ad right. I don't trust them to take the time to package it right and send me the right product. That's a personal opinion of mine. I mean, people make mistakes all the time. I'm sure at $1,275 you're probably going to get an Asus Tough 3070, but if they're charging me that much, I want them to at least take the time. They should take the time to get this stuff right in here. Even just, I mean, I guess this is fine. You just copy paste that from the NVIDIA website pretty much, but obviously not water cooled. That's my thoughts on Alibaba. I don't think it's a terrible website to use. I think you can find some deals on there. When GPUs come back in stock, I can still see the United States limiting you to one GPU at a time for a little while. I don't see that going away in the foreseeable future, probably within the next year or so. I can see them still limiting us as far as how many GPUs we can buy. Sites like Amazon and Newegg might up it a little bit. I know before I was able to buy 4 GPUs at a time on Amazon and then 2 GPUs at a time on Newegg. At least 2 GPUs confirmed, because that's what I bought when I bought my 5600 XT rig. That was before the entire stock crisis. That was right before it, so I kind of lucked out with when I bought that. If I would have waited another 2 weeks, I would have been stuck not being able to get them or paying a lot higher prices. I timed it right where the price was just under $300 per GPU, and I was able to buy 6 of them at that price point. And with Amazon, it was free shipping, and Newegg, it was only like $10 to ship it. But sites like Alibaba that will let you buy in more bulk, I can see being better than when the stock's in, and you can get to the companies that, one, won't be inflating the price, because people aren't going to pay that when they can go to the store and get it in stock and just keep going back, and it's just a little more inconvenient. But to save me $400 per GPU, I'd rather go back once a week or every other day and buy GPUs, because at that point they're probably going to be selling you one at a time, but not limiting you to how many you can buy in a month. So right now, like Micro Center limits me to 1 GPU per month per 30 series card. So I can't go and buy a 3060 Ti, go back next week and buy a 3070. They're watching that and trying to limit people, and they've actually busted some people for scalping. So when they try and buy a GPU, they won't even sell it to them at all right now. I do like that, because I don't want people to just keep going and buying the stock and scalping, when I know people hate on us as miners because we buy so many GPUs at a time, but we actually keep them and use them for what we want to use them for. So you can't hate on us too much. Our purpose of buying them is to crypto mine, not to resell for a profit. Now, we are still making passive income on them through crypto mining, but at least we're using the graphics card that we buy, and we're not just turning around to sell them for $300-400 more. Now, I'm not saying every miner probably wouldn't do that. If somebody offered them that much money, they might sell a graphics card or two just to help pay for other ones. I don't see a problem with that either, if they're just using it to pay for more. But at the end of the day, they're not out just scalping them. You have people that are trying to make a business out of it and just turning around scalping everything that they can. It is a lucrative business. I can't hate on them too much, because it's not that they found a loophole or anything. They're just doing what they can do to make money and pretty much put food on the table. So good job for them for that. But I know the gamers hate on everybody because they want to get their hands on the cards so that they can play video games at higher frame rates, and I get it. It's frustrating when we can't get the stock, but that's when I think for crypto miners, Alibaba will come into play, when all that stock's back in and we can buy 6 to 12 GPUs at a time at MSRP pricing. The downside is if you're in Canada or the United States like myself, you're going to be waiting a few weeks, if not over a month, just to get your graphics cards. Some people, it's not the end of the world. Some people, that are impatient, when they order something, they want it right then and there, like me. Can be a little frustrating. I know my experience with AliExpress. I bought a pair of headphones. They were just knockoff fake Beats headphones. I knew they weren't real, but I wanted to see how they were and how they looked. They sounded pretty decent, so it wasn't too bad, but it took probably, I think, 8 weeks to get them. Now, that was one package of a small product with low shipping cost, so I get it. But if you're on these sites like Alibaba and stuff, please read the descriptions. Don't go outside the website and make transactions. Don't do anything that, if you think it might be shady in one way or another, don't do it. And try to stick to ones where you can just add it to your cart and check out. They're probably the best way to go. I'm not saying you shouldn't send offers and negotiate pricing. If you're buying multiple of one unit, more than, I'd say, 2 or 3, I think you should negotiate a price, because I think they should bring it down for bulk buying. Not bad to negotiate a price and message sellers, but make sure you go inside the app for the payments. But I'd like to see if anyone's used Alibaba. Write in the descriptions below if you used Alibaba, your experience, your thoughts, if you plan on using it. Thanks for checking this video out. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for more.